Hello my friends, is Warframe a shooter? The immediate answer is an obvious yes. It's a third-person, over-the-shoulder shooter. You have guns that go bang in the direction you point. Why bother even asking the question? But Warframe is also a hack-and-slash parkour platformer, a hero shooter with 4 unique space magics per character, and so much more. Players don't have to play the game as a shooter for most of what the game has to offer if they don't want to. Whereas the player experience in the early days of Warframe had a much greater focus on dealing with each enemy you encounter as you head toward the objective, high-level play is often about how big we made our damage numbers and how bombastically we can clear rooms and mobs. Precision can be cool, but is rather unnecessary in the current game. That said, Warframe was inspired in their innovation on the classic headshot mechanic. Since the headshot's invention with the 1996 Quake mod by the name of Team Fortress, source in the description, gamers have enjoyed the satisfaction and bragging rights that come with showing our ability to calmly hit a small, moving target amidst hectic and stressful combat. Since then, almost no one has bothered changing this mechanic because it is simple, engaging, and wonderful. Games like The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time or Resident Evil have us shooting eyeball-shaped weak points, while games like Dead Space took the mechanic away to invoke a clumsy, anxiety-ridden feeling in its place. But Warframe gave us many iterations of the mechanic that offered further engagement. Starting with the crude and clunky Grineer, a number of enemy types have thick armor that cover the Grineer's head from either the side or rear. This translates to requiring the player to approach enemies from the front to get the coveted headshot, placing the players within the enemy's vision cone, impeding the stealth aspects of the gameplay, and thus further motivating the player to engage with melee combat, which often necessitates approaching from behind to maintain stealth. This Grineer armor, combined with Grineer enemy behavior and animation, were used to create a more engaging, new player experience. When alerted to the player's presence, the Grineer often take cover behind walls and barricades, some of which will peer out of cover in a kneeling position. Notice how this kneeling position places the Grineer's head in center mass, the location that is easiest to hit with the greatest reliability. This allows new players to have easy access to the catharsis of the headshot from early on. Moving right along to the greedy tech head corpus, Digital Extremes made accessing the headshot require a bit more forethought and consistency. The standard corpus unit comes equipped with a helmet that can be shot off, revealing the bald, pasty stockbroker underneath. Once the helmet is removed, a regular headshot becomes available. Beyond that, most corpus tactics prioritize taking out certain obstacles to remove the enemy advantage, such as shooting a shield osprey or the little drone at the top of the neutralizer's energy dome. The Moas also offer an interesting twist. These bipedal robots are equipped with a large rectangular gun that has an abstract similarity to the Corpus helmet. This is a distraction, as you won't be getting a damage bonus here. There is also a tiny head below the gun that skitters around like a tiny insect. We fire at this, but we only get a slightly greater bonus than if we were to find its true weak point. You didn't really expect to mortally wound a robot by cracking a camera lens, did you? Instead, there is a large battery pack on the back of the Moa that can be shot from between the legs, so aiming low has its own advantage in this case, but often results in my bullets too often sweeping the leg.
I keep telling people, sweep the leg is not a thing in sword fighting.
Now for the Infested, Warframe's gooey, spongy take on the zombie apocalypse. Most Infested take on the appearance of a twisted or mangled version of an existing enemy type. The standard charger unit is a Grineer that has been twisted backwards with the original head hanging between the front legs, and a new face-like structure coming out from where the head of any four-legged animal might be. Given its placement, my conjecture was that the original mechanical idea behind this design was for the original head to be a distraction. one that resulted in reduced damage, but alas, the Infested charger has no particular weak spots, taking the same damage from any angle. Ultimately, none of this design or innovation was very necessary. It isn't terribly important to the current meta, and headshots mostly just help the damage per second race for highly armored and healthy enemy types. And yet Digital Extremes took the time to create a meaningful difference to this mechanic, and as a result, it contributed to the unique flavor and feel of the game overall. Speaking personally, I really appreciate when a game takes the time to think about these small details. It increases my enjoyment tenfold. Thank you for watching, my friends. I have been wanting to do a video on Warframe for a long time and couldn't really think of the topic that I wanted to cover until I had a small spark of inspiration while training up the affinity in one of my new space dolls. If you enjoyed this video or would like to see more Warframe content, by all means hit the like button below. The like button is the single most effective way this channel has right now for reaching other interested viewers. The main focus of this channel is exploring the philosophical influences in video games, but on occasion I do like to take a step inward to actually just analyze the games themselves. I release a new video every 2 weeks, so if you'd like to see more, make sure to ring the subscription bell below. That's right, I said subscription bell, don't @ me on Twitter at SocraTetris. Wink. Thank you again for watching, and as always, stay true.